The hype has begun. Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing well. Thank you for tuning in because this is an experiment and My Hero Academia Season 6. We're finally here. Oh my gosh. We're like, things are about to go down. And I know that this is episode 1 and something big most likely isn't going to happen in episode 1 because from what I have seen with episode 1 in season 5, like we didn't really even get into the plot all that much. It was just a cute little training montage. So I'm not really expecting much to happen here, but I hope, like if they start off like just immediately, I'm sorry, I'm excited. All right, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh my gosh, they all look so cool. Oh god. Oh wow, that's so pretty. Our second spring at UA. Yeah, look, all the purple as you're talking about evil. Shigaraki. Oh, okay, yeah. Redestro. And this whole thing. I mean, yeah, it's like we're not villains, we just stand for the betterment of society. Yep. Faster than you have ever flown, man. Let's do this. Okay, like even when you were weak, you were underestimating heroes? Yeah, it's like Shigaraki talks this big game about like setting aside the term villain, but it's like in that he counteracted it and was like, yeah, no, I don't care. Ooh, I like this. Ooh. Oh, I love how the dun-dun went along with Bakugo's explosions. Like it's starting to look like it's starting to look kind of like a comic book. Oh geez, Shigaraki. Whoa. Gran Torino, Endeavor, yes, classic red. Whoa, Dobby. Hawks. Twice crying again. Oh my gosh. Whoa. Like all of these villains, like they look like they're coming into their own, but so are the heroes. Is Deku going to be fighting all for one? I'll explain how I think I know that in a second. Sensei! Who is this? Oh, I see. Okay. Okay, it's twice one of them? Yeah. I love how Dabi and Getten are on the same squadron. That's hilarious. So you're gonna start manipulating twice a bit? Okay, so a lot of people might have been on board with this. These two are the ones to be feared because they're the politicians, yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay, so this was in the trailer and I guess it was a vision, yeah. Yeah. Like All for One is returning back when he used to be big, like when he was rising. That sort of society is going to happen again. Yup. You could be like an entire army unto yourself. Could this whole thing be moving quicker because of Twice? That'd be interesting. Okay. What are you planning on doing with Shigaraki? But I mean, villains have every right to be suspicious. But yeah, Twice trusts him completely. What's with this bloody title? Kyudai Garaki. So by all means, a good guy. Yeah, I mean, with a record like that, who wouldn't? He covered his tracks so well. I hate it when evil is hiding in good places, especially like this. Ooh. Yeah. Was that like... What does Wash do? What is his quirk? Yep. Like what's gonna happen if you guys try it again? I mean, really. Oh my gosh. Are you sure Endeavor shouldn't be In the other place? Oh, if all the Nomu were in Garaki's area, then that probably makes more sense. The fact that they're using all of the heroes for this makes me incredibly apprehensive. Was it like the Dark Knight Rises, where Gotham sent all of its cops down into the sewers and then they just bombed the entrance and cut off the police from the city? I feel like something very bad might happen because they're employing every hero. You guys got your licenses. I mean, that's true. Loose cannon Shigaraki. He hasn't entirely stopped being a loose cannon. Okay, I still don't think it's a good idea. Yeah, good question. You're a student. Why is Komori or any of these other people at the front? Yeah, these guys are the rear guard? Wait, is it because they have range? Is that it? They affect a large area. Yeah, wide range attacks. Okay. Okay, but like, what about Jiro? Jiro has basically the same sort of like thing as Shigaraki. Kaminari discharges. Oh, it's slide and go. Not to be trusted. Oh my gosh. They've already got one. Okay, great. So they are jumping right in. Okay, to make you feel better, Todoroki is there too. Oh, they're the evacuation squad. This is good. Especially for Deku with his black whip. He can be very versatile with it. Imagine an entourage like that. Good, good. Let the telepath evacuate. Oh, and they're attacking now. Shigaraki's not... Okay. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Whoa. These are cool new cards. Like, things are really getting epic. Something tells me it might be worse, but seeing as this is the way they're marketing it. So Shigaraki's still in stasis. Yeah. Aizawa. Oh. Wait, so... Is it like an anti-aging quirk? Oh my gosh. Okay, Present Mike is like slowly becoming dark. Yeah. Yeah, he's got the entire hospital under his pinky finger. Yeah, good, good. They're all so excited. But Present Mike is like really broken up about Shirakumo. Or at least really, really like in revenge mode. I'm glad Aizawa's keeping a cool head. Oh my gosh, Aizawa. And Shigaraki's like still in his little tube, I guess. As long as you don't touch Shigaraki, I think everything should be fine, right? Oh, come on, don't give me that. Yeah. What is that? That seems the most messed up Nomu I have ever seen. Almost looks like he got inspiration from one of the Shihasaikai, you know? Oh gosh. So Dr. Ujiko did in fact see this coming, okay. But it's interesting how he's able to use the twice... Oh gosh. Whoa! Oh my gosh! That's 3 Nomus, 4, 5, 6, just dead! Seven. Well. We're getting right down to it. Okay. Burn the opening into my mind so I can sync it. Wow. So I guess the filler episode for season 6 actually just happened at the end of season 5. Wow, more Dabi. Like a lot of Dabi. I imagine it has something to do with the Stain's Will thing. Oh, Mirko. Mirko has an entire episode named after herself. That's not a good sign. I don't know. Oh my gosh, I don't know where to go with this. Okay, so there was a lot to go through there. They had the bait and switch moment. Like, they already had the bait and switch moment where that Giraki was a clone made by twice as Quirk. They're all like, where's the real one? Where's the real one? But then Mirako finds the real one, like within not even 2 minutes of them destroying the double. I'm just gonna call him Dr. Ujiko, to be honest. I know that's not his real name, but like, we're gonna call him Dr. Ujiko because that's how he's been known to us the entire season. The thing that I'm seeing there is that it's going way too well. It's going way too well. This is the first episode, and things are already looking great, which can only mean that it's about to get so much worse. Mirako, man. Mirako's amazing. I don't know how long it took Endeavor to kill one Nomu with his blue flames. That one time, it took him maybe 6 seconds. Like, that's still not a very long time. It's still very impressive. But Mirako was able to decapitate, I think, 6 Nomu just in like not even 2 seconds, which is awesome. I love this animation. It looks amazing. She's awesome. She looks amazing. Mirako, the number 5 hero, is that what they said? Yeah, I thought she was number 10. My bad. I actually think that's Ryukyu, right? Isn't that Ryukyu? Editing me, check up on that. Am I right? Boom, right into it, no stopping. Let's get into the discussion. Let's make this quick. So first of all, I am going to touch on what I saw in the intro. There is this shot in the intro that shows Deku dodging these streams of what looks like black ribbons, but with like red things in them. I haven't seen season 3 all the way through. I've seen reactors react to it. Didn't All For One have a quirk like that? Where like it came from his fingers, sort of clawed his way into somebody, and it's like forcible quirk activation? No idea why those threads would be aimed at Deku, maybe to make One For All activate so All For One can steal his power. Seeing what just got confirmed here, that Dr. Ujiko can store quirks, including quirks that are still alive. It means one thing to collect a quirk from a dead person and use it, like they did with Shirakumo for Kurogiri. Like that, to me, that makes sense. But somehow, Ujiko is able to take, I guess, samples of quirks and just store them for future use for All For One or something. So now he can use twice his quirk whenever he wants. He can use any quirk from the League of Villains whenever he wants. And all I can think of is just, I said in my trailer reaction that Sam said that Shigaraki was going to be groomed to be the next All For One. So despite the fact that All For One is still alive, that means that Ujiko must be in possession of the All For One quirk. Shigaraki might already have it. And in that intro, that could be Shigaraki on the other side of those ribbons, using a quirk that All For One had. Because now that Ujiko has basically made it possible to store like multiple quirks at a time, I mean, that means that Shigaraki could have multiple quirks inside him right now. I just really hope that Shigaraki stays in that tube. It would be a little, like, after Shigaraki's gigantic backstory, it would be a little unfair of the storytellers to just have Mirako kill him in that tube. Although I feel like she might try to do that. It'll be like Waking the Kishin in Soul Eater, like they think that they've killed Shigaraki. In reality, it's like the very opposite. They woke up Shigaraki or something like that. If that is the case, I really hope they have something planned. I don't know. I'm actually like, my heart's here. So there's that. Against the Nomu, I have no doubt that the weird cyan teal looking ones, or the gray ones, they'll prevail with no problem. But there are a bunch of black ones in those tubes, which means that they probably have regenerative qualities, which means that Endeavor will have his hands full. Like, for a second I was like, well, wait a minute, one hero group's gonna go to the hospital while the other hero group is gonna go to like the villain's hideout and do war there. I was so concerned. I was like, Endeavor should be over there. He should be with, like, he should, but then I realized all of the Nomu were in the hospital. Yeah, Endeavor needs to be there. And the other thing, it's like, Dr. Ujiko's quirk was long life. Basically, it was regeneration. He was dragging himself away from the heroes. He couldn't even walk. How old is he? If Aizawa had kept that quirk on him for a long time, even despite the fact that he was a double, looks and acts the same way as Dr. Ujiko, has the same quirk as Dr. Ujiko. If Aizawa had looked at him long enough, would he have just crumbled into dust or something? The fact that All For One had this long life, doesn't that mean that Dr. Ujiko was with him at the beginning. So Dr. Ujiko is that old. Thing is, how old is All for One? Like, when did this whole thing start? When did One for All and All for One become? So how many years has it been, basically? How many iterations are there of One for All? There's one, the original, then 2 and 3, who are still in shadow, Short Guy, the Black Whip Guy, Nanashimura, All Might. Is it 7? No, there was one other. I can't picture him, but I know there's one other. So that's 8 users of One for All. All Might was the 8th user, which does make Deku the 9th. Okay. And these are like people who have lived their lives. So let's just say that, okay, how old is All Might? I'm gonna actually figure this out. So he's almost 50. Okay. And that means as a student, so we can subtract like maybe 15 years from 50, which gives us 35. So All Might was a hero for 35 years. No, let's add his entire life, because give or take, that would be how many years this whole thing has been going on. So 9 users of One for All. 8. 5 times 8 is 40, so 50 times 8 is 400. So this has been going on for 400 years. Dr. Ujiko would have died. That double would have crumbled immediately had Aizawa kept his eye on him for that much longer. But enough about him. They are sending in every hero. That is a big mistake. That is a huge mistake, because we don't know where the villains are located. We know that, yes, there's a hideout. Great. We know that there's a hospital. Great. But what about other villains who aren't associated with Shigaraki? What if they start doing stuff? You always need to have like a small band of heroes or sidekicks even on the streets in case something else happens, in case there's a plan C or a plan Z or some other thing. You can't just send an entire battalion in at once. Like, okay, yes, you do need to send in an entire battalion, but this battalion can't be every hero. I mean, every hero in Japan? Unless it's every hero in Tokyo. I mean, if that's the case, if it's every hero in like this sort of area, then fine. That technically means that there are still heroes left over. But I don't think that's going to happen. I'm scared. I'm scared something bad is about to happen, because all of the heroes went to one place and they weren't supposed to go to those 2 places. It got so bad that even the people, even like the freshmen with hero licenses, are on the front lines. You don't have a hero like Kaminari. You don't have a hero like Tokoyami. You don't have quirks that at least mimic them. I mean, I can imagine like Tokoyami being his own case, because I've never seen a superpower like Dark Shadow anywhere in any other forms of media. But Kaminari? Electricity discharge? That's in like every other superhero movie. There have to be other people in this world that have electricity powers. Like, I'm pretty sure there was one in one of the movies. I think it was Heroes Rising, where, I mean, a bunch of people were saying it was Kaminari's mom or something, because she looked like him and her quirk kind of looked like electricity. Be warned, Kaminari's quirk is good. It's a good quirk, but he can only like guide where he wants it to go with his little ring things on his gauntlet. If he sets off his quirk, everybody in the surrounding area will get zapped. That includes all of the other heroes. And then if he really just lets it all out, he's only good for 1 charge before sort of like short circuits into the ground. And besides, all of those people were good for wide range attacks, but I feel like out of Komori, the softening dude, Kaminari, and Tokoyami, I feel like Tokoyami will be the biggest one, because they are out in broad daylight and he is able to pinpoint range attacks with Dark Shadow. Everybody else poses, I mean, I imagine Komori could probably use her water gun to specifically tell the mushrooms where to grow, but literally everybody else has to be wary of the other 2. I don't know if that was a good idea. And now let's, the final thing, Twice and Hawks. I am glad, I guess, that Hawks is taking advantage of Twice's like good nature, because he'll be able to get a lot out of Twice, I think. I feel like if Twice thinks that he trusts somebody, he doesn't really care about the other villains. I mean, he's super loyal, and I wouldn't put it past him to not say anything. But I also feel like because he's good-natured, he'll just tell Hawks whatever. While I feel very sad for Twice, I feel like Hawks is doing the right thing. I feel like it's necessary, especially to get information about the day. There was another cool shot in the intro. I just want to comment on like the artisticness of it. It looks like Dabi is a watercolor image, and his image is like slowly being blotted out by the rainfall. And I love that. A lot of Dabi, again. Maybe Dabi, he's always seemed sort of aloof and like non-caring, even though he is in the League of Villains, and even though he is like one of the Meta Liberation Army's like squadron leaders. I've never really seen him be all quite there in terms of like Shigaraki's goal and the League of Villains goal. I feel like he's out for himself. And in the trailer it says, "I will bring about the world that Stain promised," or something like that. And I thought, okay, I think in this arc, we are finally going to see more of what Dabi wants. More of what Dabi's goal is, his end game, the end all be all. And I just gotta say, I'm looking forward to it. So yeah, that's all I've got. Be sure to like and comment and subscribe and ding the bell for notifications. You don't have to, but I am trying to make this a source of income for me, so it'd be super, 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 super cool if you did. Comment below, tell me your theories. This is gonna be amazing. This might be shaping up to be the best season My Hero Academia ever has to offer. The best season out of several anime, I think. I cannot wait. I love it. It's gonna be awesome. If you love MHA, please show your support. Just tell me everything. Okay, so thank you so much for staying and have a nice day. Plus ultra.